Hi everyone, I'm Michael Wagner, author of books for kids, Kids Like You, and I'm really excited to be joining you this year for Australian Reading Hour. Yay! I've written a new book that I'm going to share with you today, which is very different from every other book I've ever written because it doesn't contain made-up characters doing invented things. This book is about your family. Now, how can I have possibly written a book about your family? Well, let me explain. My new book is called The Story of Us, and it's beautifully illustrated by the incredible Beck Feiner. There are words and pictures in it like a normal picture book, but what makes The Story of Us a whole different ballgame is that we've left room inside the book for you to tell the stories of your family. Today, I'm going to show you how you can make history, your own history, by writing down and recording the stories of your family. See, the thing about family stories is that they help us to get closer to each other. Stories actually kind of glue us together. So let's have a little go at it today. If you don't have my book, no problem, that's fine. You can still collect family stories just in a notebook. But today, I'm going to show you how you can use The Story of Us. Writing your family history is easier than you might think because history is actually just a bunch of stories about things that happened in the past. Now, they might be things that happened yesterday. Yesterday is already history, or 2 years ago, or even longer. Like when your parents were kids like you. Can you believe it? Your parents were once your age. Well, history is really just a bunch of stories from the past. And while they can be stories about the whole world or just one country or a little town or a group of people, they can also be stories about a family like yours. A great place to start with getting to know your family history is a simple family tree. In The Story of Us, you can fill in the family tree and include anyone in your family you like, including special adults. All you do is write their names on the leaves of the tree here. You might choose to include people who aren't related to you. They're special people that you consider to be part of your family. If they're that special, they're in. So that's your family. Now you can start building up your collection of family stories. What you want to do is find a parent, a carer, a grandparent, aunties and uncles, any adult members of your family, and don't let them go until they've given you a great little story. There are 24 topics to ask your family members about in The Story of Us, so we make it nice and easy in that book. For example, one of the topics is one of my earliest memories is. Now, I wonder what your parents would say one of their earliest memories was. And then I wonder what your grandparents would say about their earliest memories. Imagine how far back in time they are taking you when they tell you a little story about their earliest memories. One of my favorite questions in The Story of Us is the topic, one of the best days of my life was when? Now, if my kids were asking me that question, I'd say there are 3 days that I rate as the best 3 days of my life. One of them was when I married my wife, Jane. Our wedding day was just a really, really wonderful day where we felt everyone was really special and kind. The other 2 days were the days when my kids were born, Will, my son, and Lizzie, my daughter, because on each of those 2 days, a new person came into my life who I knew I was going to love forever. Now, once you've heard a family story from an adult relative, write down a quick summary or maybe just some reminder words in The Story of Us or your notebook so that you've got that there to jog your memory when you go back and have a look. And there's plenty of space on each page to record more than one story, and the more stories, the better. Once you've filled your copy of The Story of Us with your family history, it'll be much more than a book to you then. It'll be full of precious memories that you can keep forever, and you should keep it forever. It really is a book that you should never let go. And don't forget to look at it every now and then and remind yourself of the stories that make up your family, because as special as The Story of Us is the minute you make it, it will become even more precious as you get older. And one day, you'll be able to share all those stories and lots more, all your new stories, with the members of your family who are not even here yet.